welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Natasha. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also turn on your post notifications so you guys never miss another upload. So for today, I filmed my glowy foundation routine or glowy makeup routine. This is perfect for when you are going out or if it's summertime or just if you want to make your foundation look really nice and just glowy and dewy. So yeah, I showed you guys a few tips and tricks on how to do that. So this is the foundation routine. Basically, I love doing this with cream products and I just love the way my foundation looks after I do it like this. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment section down below. Everything that I use will be listed in the description box as well, so don't forget to check that out. If you guys want to see how I got this, then just keep on watching. Today, basically what I want to do is show you guys how to get that glowy and flawless sort of skin look for the summertime. The first thing that I like to do, so I've already basically have my eyes done. I just wanted to throw on a little bit of color there and have my lashes done. What I like to do when I am starting off my skin is like just to moisturize, hydrate, just so it has that really nice glowy skin effect. So the first thing that I like to start off with is some sort of setting spray. This is the Mario Badescu facial spray. Again, it is infused with aloe, there's rose water, and it's just a facial spray. It's really nice and hydrating. You can use any setting spray if you want to go in and like spritz like the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist, if you want to spray some MAC Fix Plus, if you want to spray the Morphe setting spray, any sort of setting spray just to like hydrate your skin. I feel like it's really important, and I don't know, I just feel like it adds that extra hydration to your skin if so. So I just like to take this and I like to spritz it all over my face. As you can see, I like to put a lot. Okay, so now that I have that, go ahead and moisturize. So for moisturizer, my two all-time favorite moisturizers are the Drunk Elephant and the Body Shop Vitamin E Moisturizer. These ones are really nice and hydrating. I just love the way it makes my skin feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit of the Drunk Elephant moisturizer. I barely have any left in here. So I'm just gonna take that and just apply it all over my skin. You know, moisturizing your face is super important. It just helps your foundation not look flaky. I know a lot of people when they put their foundation on, it starts to like flake or break in little places and like crack up and stuff. It's because, you know, they have really dry skin and they don't moisturize. I just really love using beauty oils and just like, you know, serums and stuff that really help moisturize your skin. So now that I have my moisturizer on, I'm gonna move on to priming. So for primer, I love using my YSL Blur Primer. I really like the way this sort of, you know, fills in any pores that I have, my laugh lines, some fine lines on my forehead and stuff like that. Again, because my skin is really dry, I have like lots of lines and stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and prime my skin. You can use a hydrating primer as well. Okay, so now that my primer is on, you guys know I love to mix in my like strobe cream and stuff, illuminators in my foundation, but I'm actually gonna do it twice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the MAC strobe cream, which is just the silver strobe cream right over here, and I'm gonna go ahead and apply that on my face and also mix it in with my foundation just because I want it to be really, you know, nice and glowy. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and I'm just going to apply this all over my face. Moving on to foundation now. So for foundation, what I like to use, I love a full coverage and I love my foundation to be matte. Even though it's going to be matte, I still am going to mix in an illuminator, so it's going to be really nice and hydrating and just more glowy as well. These are my favorite foundations that I've been loving recently. I love the coverage of it and I love the way it just looks on my skin. These are the three that I love to mix together. It's the MAC Studio Fix Fluid, the Morphe Fluidity Foundation, and the Huda Beauty Full Filter Foundation. These are all three full coverage foundations. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix all of these foundations together. And then also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of my Huda Beauty cream in the shade Fiji. I like to just scoop a little bit out with my finger, and I love mixing this in with my foundation. I love the way it just has that really nice, you know, glow. And I'm also gonna mix a little bit of my MAC strobe cream just because, you guys, I want this to be really dewy. And I'm also gonna take my drops of light serum that I've been talking about recently, and I'm just gonna mix in a couple of drops of that. Again, it just looks so nice when you mix it in with your foundation, and it gives it a really nice glowy look. You could also use a kabuki brush if you wanted to. I'm gonna go ahead and use my sponge, and I've tried a lot of foundations, but I feel like these are the ones that I, you know, come back to. The Morphe one I just started using, but the Huda Beauty one has been a favorite of mine for a long time now. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and press this into my skin. And also I like a full coverage foundation just because you guys seen before I apply my foundation, I have like marks, a little bit of like leftover acne scars and stuff, which I'm really working on getting rid of with skincare. But at the same time, you know, I do like my foundation to cover everything and just make my skin look flawless. So now that my foundation is on, I'm gonna go ahead and conceal. Now concealer is one step that I never like to skip just because I love the way, you know, it gives you a full coverage and it just conceals everything, any imperfections and all that stuff. So for concealer, my one that I've been like truly obsessed with and I like go back to all the time, it's the Huda Beauty Overachiever concealer, and this is in the shade Nougat. The reason why I really like this because again, it is full coverage. I really like the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer as well. That one's like completely done, so I have to go and get myself another one. And the Morphe one is really nice as well. I just feel like the shade wise, I tried it twice and I feel like I need a shade that's not too pink, but I want something more like to brighten. And I've also really been loving my cream contour kit from Anastasia, and I really like to use that banana shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this and the Huda Beauty one right underneath my eyes. And again, I'm just like patting it in an inverted triangle. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend that in again with my sponge. These are my all-time favorite concealers. Again, because I like more of a full coverage, I'm more of a full coverage kind of girl. I don't like sheer concealers at all just because I love that full coverage. I don't like to be able to see my dark circles or any like discoloration in my skin. That's why I love my foundation to be full coverage as well. And those are my all-time favorite concealers, the Huda Beauty, the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer, and the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit. I just really love the way it just brightens. And when I do makeup, I either do it no makeup or full glam. There's no in between for me. So now that my concealer is on, I am going to add a little bit of cream contour. I'm just taking again the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and I'm going to take the shade Cinnamon, which is this shade right over here. And I'm just taking a little bit of this color right at the back of my hand, and I'm just taking my Morphe brush, and what I'm doing is I'm just kind of like brushing this in because I don't want it to be too dark or too harsh. I just ever so slightly, you know, want to cream contour with this just a little bit. It is going to give you more of that really nice, like, you know, that sun-kissed kind of look. Cream colors or just cream products in general really help with that glowy makeup look. And what I'm doing, I'm not rubbing or anything like that. I'm just lightly pouncing and just working that product in. And I don't want to take a lot, and that's why I'm kind of using it at the back of my hand just to take a little bit at a time. And this is just going to really help sculpt everything. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is just take my beauty blender and just I'm going to press this into the skin as well, again to give it that really nice flawless, more of that airbrushed look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and set my face in place. What I like to do before, like, I don't have this powder currently, but I used to love my MAC MSF, I think, mineralized skin finish powders, and I think I used to use the shade medium, and it's basically like a powder foundation, and I used to love that to set my face just because, again, when you go on top of your foundation with a powder foundation to set it, it just gives it that airbrush finish, and it just gives it that extra coverage as well, and it just makes everything just look so much more flawless and set. So I have to go and get that. That's another thing that I wanted to mention to you guys. If you guys have that, you know, definitely use that. Right now I'm just using my Huda Beauty powder. Again, this is in the Easy Bake powder in the shade Banana Bread. I've been using this, but it's almost done, and I can't wait to just go and get some more new makeup, you guys. I'm like dying to get more foundation and like powders and concealers and stuff, but patience, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little bit of that Huda Beauty powder, and I'm just going to set my concealer right underneath my eyes with this. And again, this is just gonna set your concealer in place and make sure it doesn't move and it doesn't crease. I love using this powder, again, because it also brightens my under eye area as well. And I've been using it for a while now, so I really like this. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And also I'm just gonna take whatever's left over on this Morphe brush from this contour thing. And I'm just lightly going to, you know, kind of go down the bridge of my nose ever so slightly. And you guys, I am like loving the way that my skin looks when I do my makeup like this. It just looks so nice and flawless. I wish you guys can see it in person. And then what I'm gonna do is just again take that Huda Beauty powder and kind of just like clean it up in a way where it looks more straight. So I just went ahead and I just, you know, set my T-zone in place. So basically my forehead, underneath my eye area, and as you guys can see, I basically just like cleaned up my contour area, I would say, like right underneath my contour. I just applied a little bit of powder, my chin, my upper lip, like my laugh line area, and then I went ahead and just like with my damp sponge, I just kind of blended it out just because I didn't want that powder to sit for too long. While this area is baking a little bit, I'm just gonna go ahead and bronze up my skin. Rimmel London Maxi Bronzer in the shade medium. I just really like how it gives me more of that sun-kissed look. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my Morphe fan brush. This is just a really large brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and swirl this in my bronzer, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I like to bronze my skin with this. So basically I like to just take it and then just lightly go over that cream contour. So I didn't set my cream with my loose powder, I just am setting it basically with this bronzer and just, you know, adding a little bit more color. Just love to cream contour and then go over with my bronzer. I just really love the way it looks. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my Sigma E70, and I'm just gonna pick up just a little bit of that middle shade, not too much of it, and just go over my nose contour that I did with that cream bronzer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and then now whatever was baking under my eyes, I'm kind of just gonna use my damp beauty blender and kind of just like press it like this. And I feel like when I do this, it just again makes everything just look so nice, flawless, and airbrushed. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and take my, this is my Morphe M438, and I'm just gonna lightly buff this away. And then again, just go ahead and press it. And I like to make sure my sponge is damp, just because I feel like with a damp sponge, your like powder just sets so much better into your skin and it doesn't look flaky or anything like that. And then I'm just gonna move on to blush and highlight. So what I like to do for highlighter, again, take an illuminator, add that first, and then go ahead and powder highlight right on top. I'm gonna go ahead and dampen my sponge. Again, I'm gonna take my Huda Beauty palette, and I'm gonna pick up the shade Fiji first on my beauty blender, and I'm gonna lightly just tap that right on top of my cheekbone. And I love doing like the skin routine, especially for my brides as well. I love going in with creams and like setting it with powders. It just looks so beautiful and so flawless and just so full coverage, and it looks so beautiful in photos. You guys definitely have to try it. If you guys haven't already done your foundation this way, if you guys don't do your foundation this way, especially for a special occasion, you know, if you're getting photographed and stuff, it looks so pretty. Oh my god, I just wish you guys can see it in person. Like it looks so beautiful. Just taking a little bit more of that Huda Beauty cream highlight, and again with my sponge or my beauty blender, I'm just going to just a little bit above my brows, and then I'm gonna go ahead and also I'm gonna give my face a spritz of this Mario Badescu facial spray again right before I go ahead and powder highlight. So as you can see, now that I'm all like glowy with cream highlight, I'm gonna go ahead and set this cream highlight with powder. Now the powder highlight that I love to use is my Anastasia Glow Kit, and again this is the Sun Dipped palette, and I love to use the shade Summer. So I'm just gonna take that on my Morphe M510. Again, it's just a really big shading brush, and I love to pick up that highlight and I'm just lightly pat over the cream, and as you can see, it looks so nice and glowy and just dewy and fresh. My all-time favorite blushes, I would say the Tarte 12 Hour Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Party, and I love using MAC's Copper Tone as well. It's honestly so beautiful. MAC's Melba is really nice as well. Sunbask is really nice, depending on what color you're going for. I love the shade Party. I just feel like it's so universal, and it just applies really nicely, smooth, and I love how it's a 12-hour blush, and it actually for me stays on for so long. I don't have to touch up my blush. I actually don't have to touch up my makeup at all. I could go to sleep with this, I could go to the pool with this, and I feel like my makeup stays all day long. So I feel like I just set it really nicely, that it stays. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take that on my Morphe G4. Again, you guys know I love this blush brush, and I'm just going to take it And again, before I go ahead and apply my blush, I'm just gonna spray a little bit more of this Mario Badescu facial spray. That's, again, I feel like the key to when you're doing glowy makeup. You just have to set it in between or just spray some like facial spray just because it adds more of that dewiness to your makeup. So I'm just from far away, not applying too much, just a little bit. And again, I'm just putting this right at the apple of my cheeks and blending it back a bit. And this is what gives it that really fresh, pretty, you know, flushed look. I'm gonna go ahead and just buff my lower lash line and do my brows, and that's about it. So now that everything is done, I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face. I think I'm gonna use a little bit of my Morphe. You guys, I legit got this and I'm like done the whole can already. But I love how this like mists out. It's just so beautiful. As you can see, everything is so nice and glowy and dewy, and it's just perfect for summertime. And that's my glowy foundation routine. So that's the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's super quick, it's super easy, and again, it's fairly simple. It looks really nice and it will last you all day, but it's perfect for summertime just to give that really nice glowy look. It's really nice and dewy and everything's just really blended and meshed together. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!